Well, it's that time of year again when we celebrate the first European to discover America. Yes, 400 years before Columbus, the Vikings came here. Happy Lief Erikson Day.
It's the Matt's Fun Time Bad Movie Show Lief Erikson Day Special. Starring Matt. Today's movie, the saga of the Viking women and their voyage to the waters of the great sea serpent.
Skull, my friends, and welcome to the Lief Erikson Day Special, where we celebrate one of the greatest Vikings to ever live. And there's no better movie to celebrate with than the Viking women and the sea serpent.
The Viking Women versus the Sea Serpent is the name of the erotic fanfic I wrote on DeviantArt. It's a 1957 film directed by infamous filmmaker Roger Corman. Corman is a well-known director who keeps very tight budgets. Sometimes it works and makes the film fun and charming. Usually it doesn't. Also, his wife produced Chopping Mall, because it's all connected, man. The film's not even actually called Viking Women versus the Sea Serpent. It's called The Saga of the Viking Women and Their Voyage to the Waters of the Great Sea Serpents, which is the longest English title of any movie, barring comedies that were trying to actually have long titles. This was the film debut of Abby Dalton, who's been in a lot of things, none of which I assume you have any interest in. It also stars Susan Cabot, who famously played the Wasp Woman, which definitely has more name recognition around here than Love American Style. Although the male lead was in Taza, a film by Gerald Dyson Adams, who wrote Harem Scarum, because I wasn't kidding when I said it's all connected. The film is probably best known for being on Mystery Science Theater 3000. Yes, I'm reviewing another MST3K movie. Maybe someday I'll stop.
But it's Lief Erikson Day, and I am a Viking, so I have more of a right to it than they do.
So the film starts with a storybook. And let me tell you, Viking stories are the stories you ought to be reading to your kids.
In the days when the world was young, and the gods had not yet abandoned the race of men,
I'd argue with you, but yeah, the gods have abandoned us.
they cast their votes in typical Viking fashion.
I vote we go!
This system is just set up to discriminate against the lower class who can't aim as well. Come to think of it, you think we could just chunk spears at Clinton and Trump? The hell? There's a man in this movie?
Well, there goes my great sea serpent.
If you need an omen, look!
Come on, you got lucky with that one.
You vote to go, yet you have no lover overseas. Am I likely to find one here?
I am right here.
See who's casting the deciding spear.
Xena, warrior princess? So it's decided they should go.
Oh, Tom, you're always so suspicious.
And surprisingly clean-shaven. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't give Babyface too much crap. He played Seymour in the original Little Shop of Horrors, and I like that movie.
Desire, I'm going with you.
No, Tom. There's no need for you to take the risk.
Yeah, if the men didn't trust him on their voyage, I don't think I would either. So they build a boat, but it doesn't seem too hard. They had help from Umbrella Corp.
We can't handle this boat with just an oar.
Wait, they built this whole ship, but only one oar?
Do you really think we'll ever find the men?
Of course we will, Esmond.
Hey, just putting this out there, if you don't find the men, I am perfectly willing to take 11 lonely Viking women into my home. I know, I truly am the most humble.
But uh-oh, it looks like Babyface stowed away.
Something bothering you, Tira? Oh, I was just fixing these robes.
They got hungry and asked for food.
Somebody has to protect you women.
Wait a minute. The men emasculated him, so now he's going around forcing his help on women who didn't ask for it? This guy's like the original men's rights activist.
You've always seemed so forbidding that I've almost been afraid to talk to you.
Oh, I say that to all the women.
I mean, he says it, not me.
Look! It's a monster! It's a sea serpent!
No, that's steam.
Get these swords polished. Stowaways must work their passage.
Nevertheless, someday you'll be glad I came along.
Yeah, when we have polished swords. But Inger, this one, is jealous of Desire, that one, and tries to kill her so she can take her man.
Are you alright?
I like this character.
But they lost part of the boat, so Inger goes out to get it and... on, you were holding on to it. The great sea serpent shows up and looks pretty decent, actually. But the ship falls apart and they end up on Planet of the Dude Bros. Yeah, real helpful, babyface. This film doesn't seem accurate. A real Viking would rip his arm off. Didn't they have, like, swords and stuff earlier?
This is a very impressive building for these heathens to have built.
Okay, time out. The Viking religion was literally called heathenism. Talk about religious hypocrisy.
Keep your filthy hands off of her, you big slobbering dog.
That's damn dirty ape to you, young man. And I mean that seriously. The villain was in Planet of the Apes.
You speak our language.
A few words I learned from some of your countrymen.
That's more than just a few words, sir.
Ah, Senor, my son.
Whoa, someone even babyface could emasculate.
Women.
Women? And maybe they don't know English.
We'd be happy to have your company on our boar hunt.
Hey, if you want to hunt boars, there's one right behind the camera.
Zarko.
Wait, Zarkov? But I already made a Flash Gordon reference in my Harem Scarum episode.
Unleash the dogs!
Hey, maybe wait till you're closer to the hogs for that?
Oh my god, I want to travel back in time and shove this guy in a locker.
A girl! A girl had to save a grim old warrior! My father will never forgive me.
Trust me, I need it.
All right. Here. You killed the boy with that spear.
You think they'll notice there's no blood on it? So Prince Crybaby agrees to tell Desir where the men are if she says he killed the pig.
Senor, are you all right?
I'm fine, Father. What did you expect?
Frankly, I expected you to be crying like a baby. So they have a big party to celebrate the prince's apparent non-pansiness.
I would like to test the strength of the great Viking women.
So would I.
Hey, arm wrestling pro strat. Don't make your side into the fire. Oh, also don't go against a Viking woman when the prince from Holy Grail could kick your ass.
One day, lad, all this will be yours.
What, the curtains?
No, not the curtains, lad.
I may have misjudged you, babyface. You're a stand-up guy. Looks like you got it. We'll stand here and not help.
Well, little man, you seem to have a taste for fighting. I'll show you some Vikings who have lost that desire.
Okay, now I know this film is inaccurate. Any Viking who's lost the will to fight has been dead for a week.
Oh, Patrick.
They shaved your beard, right? That's what happened?
Why am I more of a Viking than these idiots?
Separate them!
Hey, wait! Come on, we're not... Are we, Tara?
Dude, I am the king of poor timing with women, and even I know that is the wrong time.
That window. Oh, Desir, nobody can get through there. I can get through.
Now they just sound like drinking buddies. Bet you can't fit through that window. Pfft, watch me.
We can't leave our women in the hands of those beasts. We must escape somehow.
And maybe learn how to act. So Inger and Little Sister escape. Little Sister runs to break the men loose and they head out, but the king has set up an ambush.
What would you actually do for love?
I feel a Meatloaf song coming on.
Don't you know that all Grimalds are under the protection of the great Serpent, god of the vortex, devourer of our enemies?
And the best darn sock puppet Corman was willing to pay for. But we find it was Inger who told the king. Really, the only character who knew of this plan that wasn't in jail and also has been trying to sabotage the mission this whole time double-crossed them. I'm shocked.
It's the pale-skinned giant you want.
Hey, Pale Skin Giant was my nickname in high school. So the king gives her his 3D hypno ring and she goes to seduce Vidric.
We can go back home to Stanjord.
And the others?
It would be too difficult. Best to forget them.
They're my people. I couldn't leave without them.
Yeah, come on. Bros before girls I have no interest in who are trying to kill my girlfriend. Basically, Vidric tells her, screw off, I'm in love with the Zir, you already knew that.
Kill them. Kill them both. I want to see them die.
Hey, now she's stealing my death metal lyrics.
Our Grimald gods are compassionate and demand no more than one sacrifice. Which of you will it be?
Let it be me.
No! No, take me!
Alright, we'll rock, paper, scissors for it. So blah blah blah, I'll die, no I'll die. Meanwhile, Thor is having none of this. Well, yeah, that's what happens when you leave prisoners unshackled.
Your gods are false!
You tell him there are only 9 true gods. And some, like, more minor ones, but mostly those main 9.
So Inger prays to the Viking gods to save Vidar and Dazir.
Unleash thy thunderbolt, great Thor.
Finally, a movie with a solid religious message.
Bravo, bravo.
So, I'm not kidding. In the epic showdown, Vidar beats the king with a stick because the king sucks at everything.
My son, you will not enter the far land alone. The sword. The woman.
Yeah, I get the feeling he doesn't need either of those. So the women escape to the beach with the king in hot pursuit, but they meet the great sea serpent. So they throw a sword at it. Clearly they've played too much Peasant's Quest. But it works, because the sea serpent eats the king and they all live happily ever after. This is the type of bad movie I can really get behind. It's full of so much fun and zany energy. The whole thing is a bunch of fun, and at barely over an hour, it's well worth a watch, especially since the original and the MST3K versions are online for free. It's a wonderful way to celebrate this wonderful holiday.
And with that, I must bid you adieu. Next time I'm looking at doing either Gymkata or Fateful Findings, so be sure to let me know which one of those you want to see. And until then, have a wonderful Lief Erikson day, and praise be unto Tyr, god of war, and unto the Allfather. Even though Lief Erikson converted to Christianity.
Idiots. They thought they could escape. Teach them a lesson, my father.
Oh, and I guess I should do a Halloween video because it's October.